Aerial imaging or aerial photography means taking images of the surface of the Earth from an elevated position. This can be done using different platforms, which include satellites, drones, airplanes, etc. However, this was not always the case. Before airplanes, satellites or drones were invented, people used other aerial photography platforms like balloons, rockets, and even pigeons. Now, let's take a look at how aerial photography evolved over the years. Before we talk about some of the earliest aerial photography platforms, let's look at the first photograph taken from a camera. The world's first photograph, or at least the oldest surviving photo, was taken by Joseph Nicephore Niepce in 1826 or 1827. Captured using a technique known as heliography, the shot was taken from an upstairs window at Niepce's estate in Burgundy. In 1858, Gaspar Félix Nadar was credited as the first person to successfully take an aerial photograph from a hot air balloon, 262 feet over Petite Clamart, just outside Paris. However, his original photos have been lost. In 1903, Alfred Moll, a German engineer, patented the Moll camera rocket. The camera would be launched in the air with a black powder rocket. After reaching an altitude of about 600 to 800 meters, the rocket would open, and the camera would descend with a parachute, and a timer would trigger the taking of a photograph. The first known photo taken from an aircraft was taken by Bonvillian over Le Mans in France with an airplane piloted by none other than one of the Wright brothers, Wilbur Wright himself. And the emergence of the Cold War came with the U-2 spy plane, which first took flight in August of 1955. The Cold War also saw the emergence of the space race, which came with an acceleration in the development of space technology. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite into elliptical low Earth orbit, the Sputnik 1. In April 1960, the Tyros 1 spacecraft was launched by NASA and partners as the first successful low Earth orbital weather satellite. In 1965, the director of the USGS, William Pecora, proposed the idea of an imaging satellite program to gather facts about the natural resources of our planet. 7 years later, the Landsat mission was launched, leading a new age of remote sensing of land and space. Since then, aerial imaging has rapidly progressed and is now commonly referred to as remote sensing. Various countries have launched several remote sensing satellites over the years, and in the past few years, we have seen the emergence of unmanned aerial vehicle (UAVs) or drones being used for aerial photography. Aerial imaging continues to develop rapidly, and it is exciting to imagine what it will look in 30 years' time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content.